moving on the submissions from double trouble. Okay? So we've got our general inside position. I come over and I get my wrong one, sorry. Yeah. So I get my single leg X and he pushes the foot away. I start with just going into double trouble. And here's normally, the minute I get in here, this is where the alarm starts beeping and starts saying, oh shit, I'm in trouble, I don't want to spin an inside heel hook. So he's normally immediately going to, yeah, exactly, hook the feet together and close his legs. So if I want to do an inside heel hook, I need to separate these legs. There are a lot of people try to just shove away everything. I don't like this because I think I'm giving up a lot of control when I do this. Yeah, exactly. You can start shoving me away and all sorts of stuff like that. So I like to keep my chest towards my opponent so that if he tries to shove me away, I can fight. He can't just turn me around and start trying to attack my back. And while I'm here, what I do is I take my elbow, I put it on my calf because there's always going to be an opening here. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's actually move closer to the camera too. Okay, there's always going to be an opening here on my calf, kind of under his legs, and I'm going to use that. So what I do is basically I take my elbow, put it on my calf, and then I just start wedging it in between his legs. Once I get it in, I can use my other hand to support and basically just wedge his legs apart from each other. And I've done this against people who are way stronger than me. Once I get those legs apart, now I've got my heel hook. Okay? So when you start noticing you don't have as much of a bend as you like, you can just come up in here, get that nice bend. Now the heel hook comes more. Okay? So basically just wedging that elbow in. That's the easiest way I've noticed to separate the legs. Okay? Clear what I want? Hey, let's work on that. Okay, so just a quick little drill for how to finish the heel hook. So we've got our position. Thing is we always want to have optimal braking mechanics. Okay, if I need 95% of my power to brake to get him to tap in training, I'm not going to get him to tap in the tournament. I'm always going to lose that submission normally. So the way I like to test that, to make sure I've got as much braking leverage as possible, I go here, I get my submission set up, perfect submission, and then I go until he taps. Then I let the foot go. And now my goal is to hip bump and to get his foot to move away from me as far as possible. The further his foot away from me can move, that's how much space I still have to bridge and break his leg. So ideally, you want him tapping with 5% of power. If I'm here, and I just start the motion and he taps, now I have that much more space to move and get him to break his leg if he decides not to tap and train. Or in a tournament. Ideally, we don't want to break people's legs, but we want to be able to. We want them to actually feel like they're in danger. So that's a little drill you can do to kind of repeat, keep breaking legs without actually breaking people's legs. Okay, and that develops the mechanics so that if you ever need to break someone's leg, you can. Okay, let's spar. Okay, let's go to actual technique for the day. Okay, so we're starting on the outside. It's parallel. Yeah. Okay, so we're starting when we do the double trouble. So we're still in double trouble attacks. Push. Yeah. So come in here. And how to submit from this position. We've had the Aoki lock on this leg. We've had separating the legs going to this leg. I want to go to how to Z-lock from here now. Okay, yeah, I was about to say we're kind of out of camera. We're going to have to do this from a couple of angles because it's kind of hard to see. So we're going to assume we're here. For the Z-lock, this is a little bit difficult because I want to be able to bring this foot on this side without releasing this foot to just kind of do whatever. So the way you want to do that is you actually want to put some weight onto this leg by bringing it over here. And I still have this leg that I can pull this leg out here. And now it's in his own best interest to start exactly. Now you want to bend because otherwise you start having a broken leg. Okay, and you see I can use that motion to pull this leg, this foot out and onto the other side. Now I start going into my Z-lock position. Yeah, and okay, so let's, over in this angle, we're gonna have to, let's just start in the position because otherwise we're gonna move and then have to keep repositioning. Yeah. So, okay, so I've got him here, okay? So, basically I wanna bring my weight over here. You can pin the leg to the ground like this. Try to pull out your leg. I actually have a pretty good grip, don't I?
Yeah, I would have to pull really hard.
Yeah. And now I can bring this leg out and start my move. Now I've got the basic Z-lock position. So we're in double trouble, okay? So first, pin the leg. And I like to take a nice sort of C grip, and I put some weight onto that leg. So if he tries to pull it out, I have a good grip, okay? And that gets this leg light so that I can bring it over and start reaping it here. Yeah, and thank you. That action actually gives me the opening to bring my other foot back out. Now I pull in, grab my own shin like normal for the Z-lock, stomp on my foot. Now I can increase the sorry. I shoved his foot and it started to pop. I was like, oh shit. Okay, and now I can just Z-lock. Okay? So, let's give that a try. Okay, just one or two, well, just two details I wanted to point out with the Z-lock in this position. The first one is, because we were actually playing around with this, it's like I get here, and it's a strong grip if he tries to pull his leg out. Let's actually just turn around so that it's easier to see. Yeah, this grip is a strong grip if he tries to pull his leg out. Got a good grip on that there. However, if he tries to turn in this way, it's actually not that strong anymore. Yeah, he can. This is, however, not a problem at all. This is exactly what I want because he basically just said, thank you for heel hooking me. And because of this, because of the way he's going, his heel is in the air, and I can get the harshest heel hook in the inverted figure four grip that I possibly can. This is the worst heel hook on the inside heel hook that he can have. So, yes, it is weak if he tries to turn into you and go away, but that is, in this particular situation, because of the way the heel gets raised, the best thing that can happen for me, because he is basically giving me a much faster, a much easier submission. So if you're trying this out and you see, oh, he's turning into me and I lose the grip, that is not a problem. That's not a bug, it's a feature. This is good. We want him to do this. This is the best reaction he can have for us, because he just basically says, please heel hook me with the most devastating heel hook you have in your arsenal. So that's the first little detail that I noticed. And with the second one, and we're gonna have to turn back around so I can show what I'm doing with this leg, is sometimes, not sometimes, most of the time, when you're coming here and you bring this heel over here, you see that his knee has kind of dropped a bit on my leg. His knee is about right here on my thigh, and if I were to just try to reach in like this, yeah, he actually can straighten his leg pretty well. So what you want to first do in order to get the heel and the knee in the right position is come here and then just bring his foot to the ground, and that bends his knee. Okay, now that everything is in the right position, and I can start reaping again. Okay, so that's the other thing, is after you transfer the foot to the other side, don't immediately go into the reap. First, push the foot down so that you get this bend. And after that, you go into your reaps. Okay? Just two little details I wanted to make sure that we pointed out before, and had on video before we go to the next technique. Okay? And now we'll go to the next technique. So, the next one, I actually want to go now to a toe hold on the captured leg. So, we're in the same, actually let's start over here, because it's actually a very similar entry to the Z-lock, but I just basically decided to go for a very quick break instead of something that takes a little bit more time to set up, but is a lot more devastating. So same idea, put the foot to the ground, grab the foot, transfer over, and bend. Okay? And now let's move back over. Okay, bend. Okay, this foot to the ground, bend this knee, and from here, start reaping. And now, with our standard braking mechanics for the toe hold, this finger, this one, goes on the small toe, the pinky toe. Now I've got a good grip. And then my underarm, my forearm, I don't want it to be here. This isn't as bad, is it? So this is, I mean, I'm not saying it's good, but which would you prefer, this or this?
Oh, yeah, that's the first one.
Yeah, exactly. This one puts a lot more strain. If you put your forearm on this, you're not directly on the heel, which means that the braking power is not going directly to the part that's going to be braking. You will still get people to tap with that. I'm not saying it won't work, but just one is more efficient than the other, and we always want to train for maximum efficiency. So we're here, and also important is shove that foot nice and forward so that it's easier to come in with this arm. Because if I leave the foot here, this is kind of hard for me to grab. Okay? So nice, strong, get his foot as close to his butt as you can. Yeah, exactly. You don't really feel like you can run away here either, do you? Yeah, okay, get his foot as close to his butt as you can, and that makes it really easy for me to come in here in the right position, and now shove his toes in his butt and his heel to the ceiling. And that tap comes really quick. Yeah. Okay? So, but really important, it's not a push like this, it's a push like this. So, we can do a variation of a braking exercise that we do with the heel. So I go to the tap, then I let the foot go, and that should be the range of motion I have available to me. Okay? So, show that one more time, just so I can make sure I have all the sequence. It's so much easier to enter when you're standing up, but it's just takes so much time and we always fall in the wrong position. Okay, so separating the legs, pummeling the leg over. Now this time it's not as bad if I lose this foot, because I don't want to Z-lock him. Bend the leg, pummel my feet out, and shove that foot nice and forward. Okay? Get it as far forward as I can, and I've already got my middle finger on his pinky toe, and then the other arm comes in at the heel, shove the toes into his butt and his heel to the sky. Okay? So let's work on that, and then we'll do some sparring.